Alright, I'm about to talk about a Christmas movie, so it only feels right if I put this on. There we go. Spirited is the newest Apple TV Plus original movie, and it stars Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, and Octavia Spencer. This is a musical version of Charles Dickens's story of a miserly misanthrope who was taken on a magical journey. Now, going into this movie, I was very excited because I'm a big fan of the holiday that is Christmas. I love this time of the year. Plus, you got Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds leading this movie, two of my favorite comedic actors, period. When you put those two together, that sounds like a pretty fun movie. Unfortunately, I didn't find this movie to be all that great though, and I'll get into why in a second. Before we get any further into this review, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, plus that notification bell. And comment down below, what are your thoughts on this movie, or are you even looking forward to it? Let me know down below. Now, this is a story that we've seen done before many times. It's a classic story, and many movies try to bring something new to the table with the story of an older, in this case, younger guy who's just kind of a grump and is just not the best person. And what do? They get some angels to take them on a journey, and they rediscover what life is really all about. And when that story is done right, I'm gonna be a big fan of it. It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a movie that uses this formula. And I'll also even throw out another one to A Muppet's Christmas Carol. I think that one does a good job with this story. Does Spirited bring anything new to the table though? I don't think so. It does have the two leading members going for it though, with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell really trying here. They're trying their hardest to save it, but a lackluster script kept bringing them down, I found. At times it almost felt like they were overdoing it because they were just trying their hardest to save it. I give them props though, because this is a musical and that's a very hard genre to dip your toes into. I can only imagine with the choreography and just dancing in general, plus if this might be their first time learning how to sing. Like, there are a lot of elements that go into making musicals that I don't know if we all give enough people credit for. In terms of this movie being a musical, I heard plenty of people walking out of my screening going, oh, there were too much songs in this movie. Just know this is a musical. Maybe those people didn't know going into this movie that this was going to be a musical. This is my heads up to you, this is a musical. It's a movie that's going to have a lot of songs, and I found that the songs were a little lackluster, if I'm being completely honest. There were one or two that really struck a chord with me. Actually, one in particular, which I thought was just the best song, and also sequence probably of the movie with Will Ferrell kind of reevaluating himself towards the third act of the movie. And there's a sequence that's mostly in the dark, but there's like a bunch of lights flashing around. It was pretty cool. I honestly got chills watching it, and that was probably one of my favorite moments of the movie. And also the ending, the final song, it was pretty sweet. The choreography and dance numbers, they were solid. I don't know if the songs will really stick with me though, and this is coming from the team of Ben Pasek and Justin Paul, who are two damn near musical geniuses. They have done stuff like The Greatest Showman, Dear Evan Hansen, La La Land. They're really just so talented, and I was expecting a little bit more from them, I guess, for this movie. Plus, as a comedy, I don't think this movie really works. I thought for at least the first two acts, it was terribly unfunny. As a whole, when looking at the movie as a big picture, I probably laughed maybe 3 times. And there are a lot of jokes, and some of the jokes maybe might hit for you. For me, a majority of them fell flat. I'm not going to ruin what I thought to be was the funniest part about this movie, but it is a slight gag at Elf, that's all I'll say. And there are just cringy moments throughout. A majority of the moments are from the cast, but in their defense, they are trying their hardest. It also has this very light tone throughout. Then it'll cut to some absolutely emotional and just depressing scenes, which I can see where they were trying to bring some heart into the movie and you can get more attachment to the characters. They don't really mean anything in the end because they're just quick moments, and then they will just cut back to the comedy aspects of the movie, so you don't really get to breathe in these more serious moments that are supposed to really mean something. It's also just overly long. It does not need to be over 2 hours. There's a big chunk of this movie that I found you could have cut out. But then out of nowhere, it kind of sticks to landing. Like, the third act is good. This movie was very quickly falling apart, but then the third act nearly saves it, as it has some of the movie's best moments in it. Then right where I thought the movie was going to end, it takes a quick right turn into a very weird moment. And it felt weird because it felt unearned, and it totally comes out of left field. It's an ending that we have both seen many times in movies, and it's also worked in those movies. But there it worked because it was set up and they were eventually building to it. Here though, it just feels totally out of left field, like I said. I just found this to be wasted potential because you have two great leads, a fun premise, and just the overall backdrop of Christmas. And I wanted this to be a movie that I would return to for years to come. But unfortunately just missed the mark on being funny, being all that entertaining. As a one-time watch, yeah, it works, but I'm not really itching to go ever revisit it. There are a couple fun elements in it, but it's just weighed down by a lot of problems that I had with it. I'm gonna give Spirited a C. I unfortunately found it to be a mixed bag, but if you have seen this movie and you liked it or you didn't like it like I did, let me know down below whatever your thoughts are on this movie. And thank you so much for watching this review, and again, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, plus that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to a bunch more videos coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.